All right, Thursday, April 20th. It's 10:30 in the morning. We are joined by ACC champion, ACC championship MVP, all academic team in 2023. Smarty Pants, Smarty Pants, Smarty Pants, and led the ACC in three-point field goals with 42.4% in 2023. And he's coming back. He's coming back for another year. Hunter Cattoor, welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you guys having me back on.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming to Spring Jam the other week, not mentioning anything about coming back to Virginia Tech because I'm sure your mind had not been made up yet. You made your mind up after that event. So thank you so much for popping out. But we'll jump right into it. 2 days ago, you announced your return for your final season of eligibility at Virginia Tech. This is a three-part question. What were the most important factors in that decision? How did you see those factors being fulfilled at Virginia Tech? And when did you know that you were coming back?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was kind of trying to make this next step in my career. I've been in college for 4 years. Obviously, with NIL being a whole different ball game in college, so I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do for this next step. Did I want to come back to college for a fifth year? Like, college is a grind. I mean, I'm tired of school already. Workouts in the morning, that's tiring. So it was like, do I want to go ahead and kind of start my professional career and kind of be out on my own and figuring it out myself. And also just relationships, having that opportunity to come back for another year and kind of make more memories and make more stories and make more friendships was a big deal too. So it's just kind of putting all that into consideration. It was tough. There's times where I'd flip throughout the day. There'd be one day where in the morning I was like, all right, I'm gonna go play professional, and in the evening I was like, all right, I'm coming back. So I really had no idea what I wanted to do. But at the end of the day, I think I came to it last Thursday or Friday is when it like hit me, and I was like, all right, like I think I'm gonna come back. I think it's the best decision for me.
Yeah, I'll give you another. I guess it's kind of a softball lob here for you. But what role did Coach Young and your teammates play in the decision-making process?
It was a big role. Coach Young was really good. He never really was pressing on me, which I thought was a good approach to it. Because sometimes if you get too pressured into it and feel like, oh, like we need you back, it can kind of push you away. So I feel like he did a really good job saying, whatever you do, like I'm gonna be happy for you. Like obviously, that I want you back and how much you mean to this program and Hokie Nation. But he did a really good job in selling me and just telling me, whatever decision you make will be the best decision.
So what was his reaction when he did say that you're coming back, though?
Oh, he was so relieved. So I called him in. He went on a recruiting trip. I called him in Friday. It was right before I went to the event. It was Friday night. Called him into his office. I was like, hey, we need to talk. And I was trying to play it like I was leaving. So I went in there. I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. And then I told him, I was like, I'm coming back. And he just seemed so relieved and kind of like the weight of the world was off his shoulders. So it was a pretty cool moment for us.
Yeah, I'm sure he was pretty fired up as everybody else was. Going back to last year, really quick, obviously injuries, a lot of bad luck, just the ball not bouncing your guys' way, bunch of close losses. What do you think you and the team learned the most from last year and kind of the trials and tribulations you had to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing to go in the right direction, I think, is to take those losses and go through those type of adversity. Obviously injuries is part of the game. You never know when it's going to happen. You're going to have to deal with it, and you kind of have to get lucky. We were lucky the past 3 years to not have that many injuries. We kind of dealt with it this year, but that's not an excuse. We still could have played better. I felt like we had the talent to be in the NCAA tournament, and we just didn't display that out there. So I think going into this summer and preseason, kind of just working at it. A lot of guys got some more experience this past year, so I think that'll help going into this next year.
So goals in your final season back on and off the court. What are you looking to accomplish? What do you want to accomplish in this last year of eligibility?
I think I just want to take every day and every kind of moment, and don't take it for granted. This is my last hurrah. Last year I wasn't sure, kind of going iffy here and there, but I think knowing this is my last year here in Blacksburg and kind of the impact that it's had on me, just not really taking anything for granted. Last year playing in the ACC, being able to go to these different kind of arenas and places like that and playing against these players will be pretty cool. So I think going out there, obviously, want to get better on my game and work on it this summer, and be the best player out there, but also just taking a step as a leadership role, being an older guy and a fifth-year guy for these younger guys coming up. being there for them, but just not taking anything for granted and going out there and just having fun and enjoying it.
So have you looked at the record books at all? Have you dove into them at all?
I have.
Okay, so 17 3-pointers away from breaking A.D. Vasilo's school record.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to let you know.
Well, look, Hunter, you average 3 a game, so the sports books would have the line at 5 games, over, under. I'm not going to ask you to answer that question, but Billy, over, under 5 games before Hunter breaks that record next season.
I mean, I'm not going to get on here with him on the Zoom and say, but I would hope so. Depending on how many minutes we're getting, yeah, I would love to see it. When that line does become available, I'll jump on it. Hunter, don't you jump on it though.
So I talked to Coach Young about that the other day, and I said, "What are the chances you let me break it in the first game?" And he wasn't excited about that.
You'd have to shoot at a Georgia Amore volume of threes to break it in that first game.
It's true. Ed, what a pro! Look at you setting up the next question, man. I want to ask you about this past season for the women's basketball team. Obviously, I saw you a ton out there supporting and taking in that historic season. What do you think made that women's basketball team so special? And what are maybe a few things that you guys learned from them and how they handled this season?
Yeah, I think they were just a special group. I think you could tell that from early on in the season. The relationships they had with each other and that they had with Coach Brooks is really special, and you don't see that a lot in teams. The adversity they kind of had to go through middle of the year when they went through a rough patch, and then the end of the year when they started winning 15 games in a row, I think, and going into the tournament. So it was really special to see the growth that they had over the year, and we kind of saw it coming. Last year they had the early round exit in the NCAA tournament, and we knew that maybe they could have accomplished more. Losing to Florida Gulf Coast. So you knew that they were due coming in this year and the talent they were bringing back in. So it was cool to see them fulfill all that expectation that people had out there for them. So it was exciting. I mean, going to Seattle and seeing them win the Elite Eight game and then going to Dallas and seeing them play in the Final Four, you don't see that a lot. So being able to experience that and see them do that was pretty cool.
One more question before we move into the rapid fire. This past year, and basically every year, you're going to have assistant coaches. You're going to have in some cases, head coaches that are presented with opportunities, whether it's to move closer to home, take another job, take a higher ranking job. But you went through that this year with 3 coaches. You had 3 coaches, 3 assistants that were having a potential opportunity to take another job. How exactly do you guys handle that in the moment, and how do those coaches handle it in the moment as well?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the coach's attitude towards it going into it. Obviously Coach Jones going back to Maryland, being closer to home for him. So you got to be excited for him. It's at the end of the day, you can't be mad. He's going closer to home. And with KG going through the whole trying to get a head coaching job somewhere else, they're trying to do what's best for them. And so, but their attitude towards it all is they're invested in our program and in the players going through it all. So you couldn't even tell that they were out there interviewing for different jobs and stuff like that. So it's not a big problem around here. We've gone through it in the past with coaches, and it hurts them when they have to leave. It's not their first option that they want to leave here, but they're just doing what's best for them.
And moving on to rapid fire, first question that I have, can you think of a single moment that you remember as the loudest moment in Castle Coliseum during your career?
There's got to be one of those bacon moments in there. I think it was my freshman year against UNC, the one that went to double overtime. They missed 2 free throws in the second half for bacon. That was when I was I blacked out running down the court. But it's got to be one of the bacon moments. That's just, it gets so electric in there. It's the funniest thing ever.
This UVA game this past year, the bacon, I think we interviewed John Camden about it, and he was right. There was a 0% chance that, I think it was Vanderplas was taking the free. There was a 0% chance that he was making that free throw.
Oh no, I don't know if I could make them if I was here and everyone's going crazy for bacon. You're like, why is everyone going crazy for bacon?
That's just Southwest Virginia at its finest.
Exactly.
All right, hypothetically speaking, if there was a festival-style concert series in Blacksburg, what artist would you want to come to town?
What kind of festival is it? Are we talking
I mean,
Like,
it
could
would
I bring
probably.
Drake, or is that because I don't think Drake is more of like a festival guy?
I think it would probably be like a spring, summer country vibe. I would have to guess because that seems to also, like the bacon, fit the region that we're in. So
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten in the country a little bit.
I was about to say, can Hunter Cattoor name 5 country artists?
Yeah.
I don't He'll do that.
I like Morgan Wallen. He's good. Luke Combs is good. I'd say either one of those two.
Okay. Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs. Pat actually put out a poll yesterday asking which one would
literally those two guys. Yeah. The next one is, I guess, a bit more sentimental, but obviously Justin Mutz was a huge fan favorite for Virginia Tech fans for a long time. We're all going to miss him, obviously, on the court, off the court, his impact in the community. Do you have a good story or memory that stands out from your time with Justin that is podcast appropriate?
Wow. Let me think. Podcast appropriate. He's got every day is something different with him. He's got such a unique personality. I don't think a lot of people know when he got here he got here the COVID year, so people couldn't really go to the games and kind of understand his personality. He would go around campus because people would be like, he learned about the Let's Go chant. So he started doing it when he first got here, and no one said it back to him. But no one really realized it because
like walking down the drill field and doing it.
So we were going to something for football, and we were on the golf cart, and he started screaming "Let's go," and everyone just looked at him like he was crazy. No one said it back.
Oh man, what about do you have anything from Grant Basile? I feel like Grant Basile is like a I feel like
Hunter just immediately starts laughing. Just immediately,
he's like a massive dude. He's a massive dude, and the story of you. So Ed met him before I met him in person, and he was like, I met him at like Kroger, and I went up to say hi, and he went like, whoa, hey, what's up? Like I feel like he's kind of like hypersensitive sometimes. But tell me a little bit about Grant Basile.
Grant is a big child, and he's always going to be that. I'm going to miss him dearly. I roomed with him on the road, and there would be times where we were in the room, and it would be probably 12 a.m., 1 a.m., and we're trying to name 5 people on every NFL roster, and we're in the pitch black just screaming out names, and it was just like he's an all-time dude. Like he can carry a conversation for hours, so I'm going to miss him, but he's just a big child. That's how I describe him.
What are our thoughts on Sean Padula's buzz cut?
I like it. I think it's smooth.
Was it done in facility? Is there someone in the facility cutting hair? Or did he go to Great Clips, Harvey's?
I don't know where he went, but I don't think it was done. He was actually asking today in our workouts if anyone wanted to try to do a fade on his hair and go through a practice run.
Local spots or things that you have not experienced yet that you want to do in your final year. Now, we always talk about this. I got to tell you, dude, your Blacksburg resume needs some serious work. I know you're a busy guy. I know, I get it. You don't have a lot of time, but there are some things that we have to get done. So what are on that list of things that you want to get done?
I'm trying to think. What have I not?
I know there's a spot or two that you've driven by for 4 years that you're like, I'm going to try that one day, and you still haven't done it yet.
I don't know. I feel like I've tried. I've gone there. 622 North is one that I tried this past year, which I liked. It was pretty good. I mean, I go to El Ross probably once a week, so that's
you got to go to the one in Christiansburg, dude. There's one I don't know what it's called. I think it's called like Grand Rodeo in Christiansburg. That place is good. Ed, let's name like 3. Make sure he's done them. I told you have to float the New River at New River Junction. We're gonna organize some sort of bash down there over the summer. The Cellar. Do you go to the Cellar a lot?
I've gone to the Cellar. Yep.
Cellar's good.
Dude, we were there the other day. He walked right by us.
He didn't go in the cellar.
I'm just saying, he knows where it is. I'm sure he's been. I can't think of any that I have a dark horse spot that has like good food, but Hethwood Market over past the retreat. That's a cool little spot. You should go try that out.
Anytime we're in Blacksburg, dude, Ed talks about it like it's Shangri-La. So,
Dude, I lived at the retreat and they have food every night. They would have like, ribs every night or sandwiches. You go over there and get your dinner. It was great.
Underrated spot in Blacksburg is G2's. I don't know if you guys ever had that.
no,
No, I haven't had that
try
yet.
it. And Ed was like, we need to try this. Is it really worth trying?
Really good. Get their Philly cheesesteak.
Can I get a comp? Is there a comp for it? Like Five Guys, like a really nice upgraded Five Guys. Is there any sort of comp for it?
I wouldn't. It's got burgers, Philly cheesesteak, chicken wings. It's a guy who runs it, his name's Mo. Go in there every time, and we just go in there and shout his name. Grant loves that place too. But it's the spot for our team downtown late night. We go there.
Have you done Slovaki before?
Mm-mm.
Okay, Slovakia's pretty good. You got to go get a Euro or a gyro. All right, actually, your list is a little bit better than I thought I remembered it being. Okay.
Except, have you been to all the dining halls?
Oh, that's right.
Because we've noticed a theme amongst the basketball players that none of y'all eat on campus.
Well, yeah. Well, I never lived on campus, so that was
Right.
it was different for me. But I think I might have. Yeah, because I remember Jalen Cone or Naheem and Big John were on campus, and we'd eat with them a bunch.
Yeah,
So I think I have gone to all of them.
I guess one last question. Last question that I have is Rodney Rice been through a tough year, and I was very critical of like all the chirping and all the other bullshit that was going on Twitter and everything else. Like it's his fault that he broke his finger or anything else.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, you've practiced with him. How is Rodney Rice on the court when he is playing? Like, tell me a little bit about Rodney Rice. What can we expect next year?
Yeah, he's a special player. He kind of has he's got great confidence in his game. He's able to shoot the ball. He's athletic and put it on the ground. So I feel like Hokie Nation really hasn't seen the full product yet. So I'm excited for him to go out there this year and kind of put that out there.
All right, the last one I have is you guys have a couple portal guys coming in, including Tyler Nickel, who I talked to last week. And when I asked him who he's most excited to get to Blacksburg and work out against and go against in practice, he said Hunter Cattoor. If you had made your decision, that was the little caveat he threw in there. So now that you have, you guys played against him, obviously, I think twice last year. What do you think Tyler's going to bring to Blacksburg and to the team that maybe you guys didn't have before, or, a boost from a guy, with his size and athletic ability and skill set?
Yeah, I'm excited for him to get here. He's a bigger wing, can play 2, 3, and 4, can score in a wide variety of ways. We played him this year, and he played pretty well. So I'm excited for. I know we recruited him. We were in his top 2. It was between us and UNC. So I met him on his visit. Seemed like a cool dude. So I'm excited for him to get here and kind of get to work with him.
Hunter Cattoor, you're a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you so much for your time, and we are fired up that you're coming back for one more year. That means that we have to at least do one more of those awkward conversations between you and Pat. It's a lot of fun watching that.
We do have to do that. I forgot about that.
I'll see you. Let's get on the golf course sometime, man. You take care.
Let's do it. I appreciate you guys.